Well, today we're here for another episode of the White Liquor Podcast with the amazing Kevin Lawson, the owner of KVL Media. I am Jill Hart. Kevin, thank you for joining me. How are you feeling today?
Man, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling good. I was out there supporting some different businesses, so we good. Yeah.
That's great. I've known you to do that, mingle with a lot of other businesses in town. I want to start with your start.
Yeah.
So how was that? How did you get into photography?
Oh, that was a long time ago, so I gotta reach back and try and figure that out. Hold on. But no, when we first got started, I was actually recruiting models for an agency. It was Dynasty Modeling, so I would be out there passing out cards. I'd be on college campus, like recruiting different models and things like that. And then I got into it because Zach, who was the owner of Dynasty Modeling, he was like, "Yo, can you do some behind the scenes pictures and videos and stuff like that?" So he had got some cameras, so I was learning video and photos at the same time, and I just fell in love with it. And people started asking me if I could do their pictures for them. So that's really how I got started. That was about 15, 16 years ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's a commitment.
Yeah, absolutely. It was.
What about photography did you love? Like, what drew you to it?
I think it's just the art. I've always been into just creating things from scratch. Like, I'd be in class just kind of doodling in the background, and it would always amaze me. Just start with a blank piece of paper and then just start with some lines. You don't even know what you're doing or where you're going with it, and then it just comes out to something, you know. So I've always had a love for art, and photography was that instant gratification of seeing your art in real time and being able to display it in real time without having to draw it and things like that. So just looking through different lenses, it really just kind of inspired me to create and kind of showcase what was around me.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
One thing that I noticed that you do, I guess, to get your name out there is the partnership that you have with the county with the headshots.
Absolutely, yeah.
I thought that was just brilliant.
Yeah. Marketing is about being all places all the time, and building a bunch of key relationships and partnerships with different people that are influential in the area that you're at. So I was actually living in Orlando. That's where I first got started with doing photography, and that's where I went to college at UCF. And I moved down about, what was it, maybe like 5 years ago, four or 5 years ago, something like that. Time flies, so I can't even really keep track. But my goal was to be everywhere all the time. So I was at networking events, I was in city council meetings, I was at happy hours and everything like that. And one of the things that really drove me is how can I kind of influence what I'm doing as far as photography, but also to be able to brand myself and to kind of get out there and kind of give back to the community as well. So I started doing something called Headshot Happy Hour. And I was just doing headshot happy hour with all kind of different organizations, and basically what it was discounted headshots, and people could come in and meet, mingle, and hang out and network. But they could also get a corporate headshot because a corporate headshot, that's your first impression. Whether you're at a networking event, and you're shaking hands, or it's on your business card or whatever, your headshot is going to be the first impression that people have of you when they see you online, or they see your business card, or they see your email or whatever. So that was very influential in my decision to kind of pursue the Headshot Happy Hour, as well as work with different events and things like that. And I think you were talking about the Green Dot Headshot program with the county. So I've worked with the Green Dot program. It's taking a stand against violence and domestic abuse and things like that. And yeah, I've just been involved with a lot of different organizations, a lot of different municipalities, from West Palm Beach to Riviera Beach, and all across the board. So.
Gotcha, that's amazing.
I appreciate it.
I think a key to success is confidence in yourself and what you have to offer. What do you think gives you that confidence to put yourself out there and your talent out there? As everybody knows a photographer, you know what I mean? What, helped you to rise above that and just go for it?
Well, honestly, it didn't come naturally. It took just practice and just kind of almost jumping into it without even the mindset of I'm going to turn this into a business. I was just doing it for fun. And then more and more people kind of poured into me, giving me the confidence. So it was almost like a community or a network of people pushing me and saying, "Hey, you do great work. Hey, can I hire you? Hey, can I do this? Hey, can you do this?" And it just kind of organically turned into a business after that. So,
Nice.
but there's always ups and downs. So I can't even be like, oh yeah, it was all smooth sailing, because with anything that's worth anything, you're gonna have your difficulties, you know. So it wasn't easy. It didn't come naturally.
Yeah.
But you just go through it, and you just understand, like, this is what you want to do, and any other decision is, what else is there? I mean,
Right.
what's the worst that could happen is not doing what you want to do, like, in my eyes. So that's kind of how it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So far in your 15 to 16 years, what would you say has been your biggest challenge to having a successful business?
That's a good question. So first, getting started and learning the hard way of what it is to run a business, how to do your pricing, how to say no, the right times to say yes, the right times to make decisions, hiring, all of those kind of different things have been challenges. But I would say my biggest challenge was just getting started. You know, I guess it's kind of like working out. The hardest part is waking up and getting dressed and going to the gym. Because once you're there and once you're in it, you have no choice but to do it. No matter how hard it is you're already there. So the hardest part was showing up. So I think that was the biggest part, was kind of getting started, where I said, you know what, I'm going to do this for real. And now it went from being a hobby that I was getting paid for to here's the pressure of a real life business. And when you know that there's nothing else coming in, that's the biggest switch, is making that commitment into full time. And that was the biggest challenge. And I did that maybe 3 times. Failed, went and got a job, did it again, failed, went and got a job, and on the 3rd time I was like, you know what, no matter what, even if I gotta sleep on couches, I know what I've been doing wrong, and as long as I stay consistent and I make it a clear choice that no matter what, this is gonna work, that's when the switch happened.
That's amazing. And listening to you talk, I'm reminded of, you know, celebrity millionaires and whatnot, and they typically all say the same thing, that they have failed time and time again. And you know, a lot of people don't really realize the kind of mindset and the bestiality that you gotta have to make it through those challenges, because a lot of people hit a roadblock and like, oh, that's it.
Nice.
But that's actually very inspiring, even for someone like myself. Just seeing you do your thing all around, and like just becoming familiar with you even before I actually met you, just from your work. I think that's dope. And every time I come, it's always like a warm feeling. You have great customer service. I would definitely say that.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Like timeliness, your demeanor.
Yeah.
And I will say that as a customer, I came looking to build up my own confidence when I was a part of your colorism series, which, for people who don't know, was a nude photo shoot. And by no means am I, you know, super confident being comfortable, you know, unless it's like in the, you know, being naked in the comfort of my own home.
It was funny how you fell into that too. tell them, because I know the story. You're probably gonna tell the story. I want to hear it from your perspective. How did you get involved with it?
Well, I came here actually for a headshot for my real estate, and I saw some photos that you had already done of some other women, and I was already thinking of doing a nude photo shoot just for the purpose of being confident in my own skin and celebrating myself right now, instead of always, all right, when I get here, then I'm gonna be happy. You know what I mean? And I saw it, and I asked. I said, "Are you still looking for models? Can I join?" It's crazy. I asked him if I could do a new photo shoot, but you said you're open to it, and you made me feel really comfortable. And because I was prepared before I came in, I was like, if there's any perv,
you came with the phone on FaceTime. I was like,
I did.
Cool, like, it's straight. Like she can, like, where you want me to put the camera? Like. All good,
I do remember that. I was able to FaceTime with my girlfriend, and but you made me feel super comfortable. Like, it wasn't uncomfortable in the least bit. It was super professional, and I really appreciate you for that, because a lot of people like to take advantage of moments, and I didn't feel that with you, so that was really good. And then you actually got a future client out of it.
Right.
I referred my girlfriend, so I mean
she's super cool too.
Yeah,
so
that's.
She came and did her headshots.
Yeah, they were beautiful.
Yeah,
they were beautiful.
Yeah.
And so the last thing I'm going to ask you about before we get out of here, I saw your father earlier helping you with a small task, moving the couch, and I was thinking at that time that I wonder if they're really close, because to call your dad for something small and he come to help you means to me that maybe he's always there for the big things in life. Because a lot of times, you know, for someone like myself, right, didn't have a close relationship with my dad. If you are able to talk to your dad, you might only call them for super big things. Like, the only thing I remember ever asking him for in my life was to come to my high school graduation. And so if you're not super close to a parent, it almost feels like to talk to them, you have to have a purpose.
Yeah.
It's not like I can just call you up to come help me move furniture or whatever. And so even something small like that was really telling of the type of father you have.
Yeah.
So how has he influenced the man you are, the businessman you are, the human, the spirit that you are? Big
time. That's Pops, man. That's Pops. There's not a time where I call him, no matter the time of day or night or whatever, that he's not there for me. And it influenced me greatly. Both of my parents have always been there for me. And I don't know, it's just, how has it influenced? It's who I am. It's that level of, like how you were saying, that warmth and that confidence, and that people can ask me for anything. Except free photo shoots. Nobody can ask me for free photo shoots.
Stop trying to get stuff for free.
Yeah, but anything, like that was one of the things that was kind of he always ingrained into us, is to be there, especially for family and for anybody in need, you know. So yeah, Pops, love him to death, man. Like, for real. So no matter what, he's gonna be there, and I know out of anybody in the world that I can count on him.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Seeing how reliable and structured and professional you are in business, to me, speaks to how reliable and structured and stable you are as a human and a man. I like to observe people.
I'm very unstable, actually.
Yeah.
I just keep it together, so I'm a very unstable individual. So, like, as the artist in me and the business professional and the loner and all those kind of things, like, my brain is constantly moving, but I've gotten used to it over the years, you know, so I know how to carry myself respectively. But yeah, I mean, it's really just constantly seeking that balance. I think balance is kind of the core of my beliefs, is finding and seeking balance and understanding that there's going to be highs and lows, but as long as you strive for that middle, no matter how difficult it might be, or if you go really extreme over this way and then you come over this way, is I just try and strive for that middle, and understand that it's never going to be as bad as you think it might be, and it's never as good as you think it is. So just trying to kind of maintain, and I continue to kind of pursue that type of mentality, that ideologies.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely appreciate you sitting down with me, taking time,
Absolutely.
you know, away from your schedule to let me into your mind a little bit.
Into the bubble.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you.
Anybody looking for any type of creative photography, videography, anything like that, KVL Media, Kevin Lawson, he's amazing.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming through. It's full circle. So you were a part of my project with the colorism. I appreciate that support, for referrals and all. So as much as I can give back, or no matter what I can do, just hit me up. And I'm honored to be a part of your podcast, for real. So thank you.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course.